Weighted online, Ghana's premier online cinema, Zylofon View. Put your hands together. And just before I do that, it's just right that I introduce to you some few officials of the exact department under the Zylofon Group that's made this possible, the Zylofon Arts Band. I'm here as the communications director. I'm not here alone. And one key person I must recognize this afternoon as well is Mr. Sokwe. If you're here, please rise. He's the advisor. He's the advisor to the 5-member board. The advisor to the 5-member board. And I'm also here with Nana Brew. Which hands together for Nana Brew. Nana Brew is a board member of the Arts Fund, and as well Abna Muthi. Nana Brew is an international sales analyst and a marketer. Abna is an entrepreneur. She doesn't want me to say she's a banker, but she is a veteran banker as well. But now she's an entrepreneur and she's on the board as well. She's a musician, a fantastic gospel musician. And oh, you want to clap for her? Thank you. Also, and we have our board secretary. She makes everything possible. Kekeli, please rise. Yes. I cannot go without mentioning the fact that we have a solid operations team that supports us in our daily duties. We as a board take the strategic decisions and the tactical plans are run on the ground by these young, talented, young blood, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if they are here. They are all on the back. Please rise. Please rise. Put your hands together for these beautiful ladies and gentlemen. Just dream it and you'll run with it. It's been awesome in all this, and today we are here. Welcome every one of you. At the right time, I will introduce all the guests, but now I will just say you are all welcome. Because of time, we'll run quickly. We'll run very fast. So I'll come back and do a proper introduction when everybody is correctly seated and I have all the names ticked. So many of the names are not ticked. I don't do jump. So I'll come back again and do a better introduction. Now, briefly, I'll just jump straight into the purpose, the reasons why we're here. The early quarter and the first quarter of this year, Nana Pia Mensah formed a 5-member board to manage and steer the affairs of a fund he's put together to support the creative arts industry. And we were all called from various aspects of the industry and corporate Ghana, just to make this dream a reality. Few months down the lane, we're supposed to deal with over 30 arms of the creative arts industry, including music, film, painting, basketry, modeling, just name them, about over 30 arms of the arts. And we're supposed to deal with everybody. So first, he invested $1 million. And he says, this is what I'm beginning to start with, the seed money. Ensure that something great comes out of this in the shortest possible time. So we started with that. And we had an invitation to the general public to bring in proposals so we can be able to support. Now, the board will sit, peruse, and approve, and give funding, monitor, and ensure the funds come back and fall down into that coffers. Because though it's a free fund, however, it's supposed to be paid back. So when you take, 1 million, you're supposed to bring back the 1 million without interest. That was a good thing, and I think that I should write that with. Why? Because the banks were finding it very difficult to provide funding for the arts. The reason is that when a bank gives you money, they are looking for avenues where you can be able to generate income to offset that loan they've given you plus interest. And they've done their research and they say it's not possible. But here we are, we say it is possible. Yeah. We want to prove to the banks in Ghana that we are not just mere creative people, but we are high-notch revenue generators. Correct. We generate revenue, possibly actually giving more than some of the corporate institutions you see across this country. But they don't place that premium on us. Today, that narrative is going to change. So we've done funding into a couple of projects. We zeroed down to do film. And we've provided funding for some top-notch series that have gone by, some top-notch productions that have gone by. And we are ready, all of them are ready, sitting and waiting to hit the road in this month of September. Yeah. So from today, after this launch, you're going to be seeing a lot of productions coming out from Zylofon Art Fund all across the country. Now, why did we do this? We stayed back and said that, okay, so if we provide the funding, we need to provide avenues where you can be able to place the products, and so you can generate income to pay. Because like I said, it's a loan, so you have to pay back. We don't just throw it in your face and go. So we need to create the avenues. First thing we looked at was the cinemas. Do we have cinemas? Yes, somewhat, maybe one or two. Are there venues that we can make money? Yes. So what do? We either had to strike partnership deals or build it on our own. And we stayed back and said, listen, we have just so amounts. What can we do? Now we've gone across the country, visited everywhere, and we have identified potential avenues where you can actually show your movies and make money. Currently what you have in the Silver Bed, the Global Cinemas and Watch and Dine in Kumasi, finished. The rest are scattered all over. And I know for a fact that you premiere your movies and you come back with debts. The reason is that they are killing us. You go and they tell you pay 50-50. You invest in promotion, you invest in marketing, you invest in the artists, their hotel bills, you take them around the country, and you make nothing from the premiere. It doesn't make sense. So we stayed back and said, okay, let's go back to these same people. And now we have reps. So let's talk on behalf of our people. We've gone across the country and we have signed deals with these same people who are killing you. Today, you can go to Kumasi Watch and Dine and premiere at 60-40. 60 for you, the producer, 40 for the cinema. You go to Tamale, you can go and do your premiere, the same, 60-40. You go to Sunyani, Uzbek cinemas over there, you have to come down as low as 30-70. Don't you like this?
We do.
Thanks be to Nana Pia Mensah and the dream of the Zylofon Art Fund. I'm not going to bore you much with plain talking. My colleague Nana Brew is going to come up and is going to actually zero down onto why we are here. We did the distribution. And now we said, okay, aside cinema, what next? It's DVD. We took a look across the country and we noticed that there's a market. There's somewhat a market still available for DVDs. Because guess what? People in the Ashanti middle and the upper part of the country are still selling the DVDs. In Accra, it's somewhat low, but across the other parts of the regions, they are still selling DVDs. So it's not dead. What can we do? We look back and say, okay, let's put all the key distributors together and empower them. So today, we've been able to divide the country into something we call the Golden Triangle. So from Kumasi to up north, we have one key distributor over there called Karimude. In Accra, Cape Coast, Takrade, and Koforidua, we have one key distributor called Kwame PA. And if you move to Volta region, it's big. So it's upper Volta, middle Volta, and lower Volta. One key distributor over there. What we've done is to now reactivate what they were doing, that they've killed it and they are now selling electrical parts. So now we've gone back, branded the buildings again. And what we are going to do is that your movies are going to go across the country through these people. Amen. Hitherto, you go to Opera Square, you give them your production, 10,000 copies of DVDs, you give it to them. You go back in 3 months time and they tell you, oh, I didn't know, and they go on your tongue. True or false? True. Today, we have invested into softwares, computers, that can monitor the DVDs that are going into the various shops across the country. So if I take 10,000 copies and I spread it across the country, if you get to Karimude, he has computers bought by us, softwares in there built by guys that will be introduced to you, and they have barcodes at the back of the DVDs. So all the 10,000 copies have barcodes. So when you scan one, and it's in Tamale or Boku, me here in Accra, I can see you have scanned one, and that is 10 Ghana cedis into the account of Peter. Direct money into Peter's account. No questions. We come in 2 weeks, you want to see how many DVDs have been sold in Boko, I'll print your statement for you, and you can check. That's your money, that's how much has been sold. No storytelling. This is just in a way to give economic independence that Nana Piamesa is preaching back to the people of the creative arts. So the corporate institutions can place a premium on us for once. Done with that, we zero down and say, okay, apart from DVDs, our people are crying for pen drives, right? Yes. So we have also looked into that. As we speak, we are in talk with suppliers who have been able to develop pen drives for us with a software that cannot be copied.
Zylofonview.com